Hello everyone, and a welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is Sunday, January 24th, 2021. It's been a little while since we last met, in particular because of internet issues. Yay! Internet issues. So we last streamed, I think, on Thursday, this game, and then Genshin Impact in the afternoon. And I tried to stream Autonauts on Friday, but the internet was dead. Pretty much the upload rate was dead, to be very specific. So didn't stream my Autonauts stream, unfortunately. So there's a game that came out. There's a game that's out now that I haven't bought yet, but does look actually good and decent in a decent state, called Dyson Sphere Program, as has been told to me by a couple of people in the chat asking if I was interested in that game. Of course I am interested in that game. I was just looking to see if it was obscenely broken at launch. And it's not obscenely broken as far as I can tell, based off of the content I have seen of it thus far. So it is definitely, at the moment, at the top of my wish list, but we shall see if I go ahead and do that. If there's interest in seeing that content, it is best described as a mix of Factorio, Satisfactory, and Planetary Annihilation in terms of the graphics. The first thing that comes to mind when seeing Dyson Sphere Program, from its graphics perspective, is something akin to a Planetary Annihilation, where you are on spherical bodies and you're building on spherical bodies, but it's basically Factorio on spherical planets, where you are harvesting and doing all that stuff, making factories to build a Dyson sphere in the end around a star, and you have multiple solar systems, multiple planetary systems with which to go out and explore and build, so that you can ultimately build up this Dyson sphere in several stages. It does look really promising, and it's in early access, but it's the Factorio type of early access where it's actually a playable experience from beginning to end at the moment, and they're just going to be adding to it and doing whatever fixes come up, which, yeah, for being a 5-person team in China is pretty good. The fact that it was a 5-person team in China is what gave me some reservations as to what the quality would be like of what's being released initially for early access. The fact that it was early access from a small team gave me some questions. So now that there's content of it, now I know that it actually looks good. They did good job. I am interested in trying it out at some point. Sooner rather than later. However, we do have other things at the moment, content-wise, that consume all of the time ever. Hello? There's the thing. There's the thing. Also, like, life stuff. I am in slight pain right now because Ollie decided to give me multiple claws in the back of my arm. He's been playing with a soft pink ball, little squishy soft ball. Both of the kittens have been playing with these types of balls. This one's really old and pink. There's also a blue one, and somewhere is a yellow one. We don't know where the yellow one is, but they have been playing with blue and pink. And, yeah, he's been batting it around, bringing it to my desk to bat around, and, yeah, claws end up in me as a result, so I've taken the ball away from him for the moment and pushed him away, leading to another rip in my green screen, by the way. Like, my immediate reaction upon feeling pain from his claws was to just grab him and push him off of the desk, which means he grabbed onto the green screen behind me and down. So that was nice. That's a great morning this morning. And then, yeah, the other day I sent my mother some money because, as it turns out, my mother's partner, who is on Social Security, is not getting paid his Social Security now until about the 3rd of February for the month of January, when he usually gets his payments around this past Thursday. And he usually gives my mother a bit of money of that to cover household expenses, like bills. And, yeah. My mother wasn't ready for that. She's been investing in stuff that is going to eventually be resold, jewelry and stuff, like costume jewelry to resell, just buying these lots, Goodwill lots, to go through and separate out the jewelry and seeing what's good, what's not, what's actually real and what's fake, of that jewelry, and the plan is to resell the good stuff out of that, and that's the money. That's where the money is right now, is as assets for both of them. So I gave her some money to pay for the Cox bill and for the pet insurance for this month. I will ideally at least see part of that back, because I do also help a bit, not as much as her partner, but I do what I can. That is a big part of my expenses, is the money that I give her to help to pay for the bills each month. But this time around, obviously I had to give a lot more than what I usually do. I ended up giving her $255 to pay for Cox and the pet insurance. The pets are like 26 something each per month, and the Cox bill is like 175. It's 110 for the internet, and it's like 60 something for the home security system, the home life security. It's expensive. Very. Yes, pet insurance, because, well, it's much required, yes. It is much required. And hello, Ave. It is very required. Consider that our previous cat, Cole, he needed medicine every day, at least once to twice per day. Every other day he needed medicine twice. And that's prescription pet medication that he needed, as well as the vet visits and all of that. And we never could afford to give him a proper diagnosis of what he had. We never could afford to actually do the testing to determine that he would actually have had cancer. And especially wouldn't be able to have afforded the medication for the cancer that he had. And then these kittens, both of these kittens, over $2,000 was spent on these kittens because they were rescues and they were in a not so healthy of state when we got them at about 12 weeks old. They had parasites, they had bacterial infections, they had ear mites, they had ear yeast, and yeah. So pet insurance is now a thing in this house, which has almost immediately gotten used. We'll see if it actually gets paid, because she had the insurance the last time Ollie went to the vet to take care of the eye problem, but it turns out he has the bacteria that causes cat scratch fever. He's got that bacteria in him, and that it can cause those symptoms that we were seeing in him, which also came with a medication, as well as a $300 visit because of the medication and the visit, which will ideally get compensated by the pet insurance. But it is like $26 per cat for the pet insurance per month. So yeah, between that and the $175 for the internet, a good chunk of the $600 that the government gave us is now, for the moment, gone. And we'll see if they give another $1,400. If you remember correctly, I am net negative by about $200 a month on income right now, which is not a great state to be in, and I don't have any wiggle room, really, to bring that down by much. Of course, if I can actually count on a YouTube payout $100 per month, that does cut that in half on my net negative, looking like I'm not going to get a payment for February, or in February for the month of January at the moment for YouTube income. It's about half. It would take like $80 through YouTube or something to actually see the payout. 75-ish, maybe a little less than that, depending on how many members we get that renew on the last day of the month. But still, because of all the fees and all that, and I only see 70% of the total provided. So yeah, these are great times. Have I mentioned these are great times yet? It's a great time to have living and all that. So to escape reality for the moment, angels, Space Angels, thank you, YouTube, for telling me that I am in fact live. Let us just appreciate that the internet upload rate is actually functional today. Streaming at 6,000 kilobits per second at 60 frames per second. I have added a few things here to the mall right before starting streaming today to make some petrochemical buildings. Various petrochemical processing buildings and putting them into my inventory and upgrading my chemical plants that I'm holding on to up to the level 4 variety. So there we go. I'm also working on cleaning up some of this older, outdated stuff from my inventory and checking on everything else because, well, those aluminium plates are going to be required. Also, I had apparently not made enough tungsten gear wheels, so hey, there we go. Tungsten gear wheels exist now. I remembered to do the tungsten pipe somewhere, I think. But I didn't actually remember to do the the tungsten and copper tungsten pipe, but I didn't remember to do the gears, sadly. So yeah, that's all that news for the moment. That was just to avoid late fees, basically, is what I provided the cash for, to try to avoid late fees. And that's not even all of it, because the water bill also has to be paid by the end of the month, but she should get her paycheck by then, before that's due, to avoid late fees on the water bill. I was just primarily concerned about, you know, having internet exist, you know? Having internet exist is good. And not being late on that is good. That was a must have. Alright, what am I going to do first? We have fuel blocks as the next item on the to-do list. That's going to be... Do I just tap a new source of oil? I've got so much oil, right? Like, I've got a lot of oil patches, he says, looking around for a convenient oil patch. I guess not. Well, alrighty then. I mean, this will work. Yeah, that will work. I will need pump jacks. That's one thing I didn't really look at. The pump jacks are in this tab. Oh my, I actually already have the level 4 pump jacks. There's a bit of repetition here with these. I have somewhere else the level 3 and 4, I think. Really? Steel pipe? Steel pipe. Where are you? Up here. Ah. You are simply slow. That's it. You are simply just... You're just slow. Supremely. Here, deliver all of the steel ever. And you will go extremely fast. Speaking of which, I am in the process of going through and upgrading production to be productive, as well as quick. Just across the board, any intermediate that I am making that needs to be productive is going to be productive. Like right here, you're going to be upgraded and made productive for those iron gear wheels. What else counts here? Just looking to see if there's anything in particular. Why am I even glowing hot iron? Just don't. Just don't. Don't that way. That's not the method that I want. Okay, you... Well, this one, not the pipes, but I guess faster pipes is better, too. Sadly, pipes are technically finished products. That's an intermediate. All of them are intermediates. Ooh. Those two. Haha. Oh gosh, inserters. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Right. Shall we? Oh, I don't have the blues on that. The blue stack inserters upgrading to greens. Mwahaha! Oh, you're trying to upgrade to purple as well on the assembling machines. We need the blue assembling machines to purple as well. Or to green, or purple to green. I don't think we have any blues in here at all. We have reds. Ugh. Ugh! Like, what do I get rid of? You. That should be good. Only do this if you actually have the stuff for it. Oh my gosh. This is going to add a little bit of demand on stuff. Just a bit. Okay, I'm now empty. I'm out of the green assembling machines. Oh boy. Oh boy, yeah, that needs to fix. Yep, that. This is the problem with the nanobots. Does not respect my snapping. That one's fine. That one's fine. I think we're good. So, any other intermediates? Do we got any other intermediates? I don't think so. I think we're good. at this point. I'm also realizing that this is yet another playthrough where I have the Nixie Tubes mod, haven't touched it, haven't used it at all. Yeah. Because I don't, like, ever really need it, exactly. Like, I'm trying to... I try to think about, well, why do I need it? What do I need it for? That type of thing. Can I... Nope. What do I actually need it for? I just don't use it. Yeah, I know. I'm just realizing. Like every single playthrough I run with mods, I run with Nixie Tubes, and yet here we are, yet again. 0 Nixie Tubes actually being used. I carry them around with me. An entire inventory slot is taken up with the Nixie Tubes. I don't use them. Like, the only situation I would use them is to display how much fluid is in a tank, which you can get just by hovering over the tank. So it's like, okay. Correction, it is really good at showing you the total value of stored items among or across several storages. That is something it's good for. It can show you the total value of contents across multiple storage items, containers. Speaking of which, this most recent version of the game has given new functionality to... which combinator was it? There is a new anything signal. If any of the input signals meet the condition, it will output true. So they added an anything to something. I know that's so very specific. That's just what new feature they added to the game in a recent update to experimental. Alright, how are we actually looking here? I've got 112 assembly machines now. I think that I'm good, and all of this has been upgraded. So I won't have to worry about inserter throughput anymore across all of this. Hopefully. Hopefully. I won't have to worry about that. And that we're making everything. All of the everything. Let us now... Oh, I may need some of the stack inserters. I may need some of those. But potentially. Unless I just use all of my loaders ever. Okay. We're going down here. I left without actually grabbing... I left without actually grabbing pump jacks. I remembered as soon as I left that, yeah, you're gonna tap into some new oil source. It would help if you actually have pump jacks. Fortunately, my waiting spot here is now within range of my now level 4 Roboport that I have over here. These things have massive range on them for the logistic zone. There we go, we now have those. And now we can leave. Go there. Thanks. I'm going to actually delete this little guy here and put in a station. Out I go. Ideally, I have enough stuff to make this actual station. And there we go. You. There. It'd also help if there was a power line connection to give things power. That would help a lot. Better. So, the question of the day is, how much stuff does this hold on its internal fluid box? That's the question. You need that and that. The answer is... Gosh, that's way too fast. Hold up. 4? Is that 400? Six. Gosh, it's going so fast. It's so hard. Well, I guess it doesn't matter at all because we're going to give it that. And we're going to give it that. And if it's not already at the tick rate, you know what? This is a circumstance where I would like to just test something out real quick. Why does that value keep going down? Why is the pumping speed going down? Like that doesn't quite make sense to me. That the pumping speed is going down. Oh, how quickly that thing fills up. Like, the pumping speed goes down, the more stuff is in the thing. We are capped now on you. So, what if we had 2 of these? Right? I don't think I need any inputs for this station, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I need that. So we are doing multi-phase oil. processing fastly. So, just imagine if you will, that we can just, you know, fill this with, let's see, 5, 7, and 9. 5, 7, and 9. 4 sides. Well, actually, 3, 5, 7. 3, 5, 7 times 4 is 60, and then 12 more. So 72. If every tile around this building had a Mark III beacon, we could fit 72 Mark III beacons around an oil and gas separator 4. Times 960% speed each. Or 69,120 speed. That's a little bit faster than the tick rate. That's just a little faster than the once per tick. So, yeah. Yeah. When do you... Okay. So you need 4 affecting you. Yes, and then you can do Shawl's recipe scaling stuff, but you have to... that mod's a little wonky because you have to tell it which buildings to apply the better recipes to. I mean, you can give it a wildcard name to apply it to, like, all the buildings, but yeah. I mean, we're already at 4. I mean, I could just give it to everything and it wouldn't matter. If I was actually starting a game with the Shawl's scaled recipes, I would say, hey, only do it from a certain level of building and higher. Like, only the level 4 oil and gas separators can do the Shawl's scaled recipes. That would be ideal when starting up a new game. The thing is, we're already here at the end game. We're already at the end game, and we're apparently 95% on the space assembly. That's 60,000 science. Yeah. Now, we also have to, like, deal with the oil, the crude oil, the raw gas, and the sulfuric wastewater. That's a bit of raw gas. That's going to be completely voided in this building. That's the crude oil. The raw gas will get voided at the full amount, up to 6,000. Yeah. And the clarifier will clarify the full amount as well of the wastewater, sulfuric wastewater, leaving us with, yeah, 4,200 per second on the oil, which, yeah, I don't really need this arrangement. I can still use that there. And then this goes into the oil refinery, which I have as a green. Meow? Dolly? How's my dolly? That is not the recipe. That is the recipe. So, this needs to be fast. Numbers? Really? I said this needs to be fast. There you go. Now you're fast. Enough. We have to deal with these 44.45 or 42 oil residuals real quickly. What was that building? Oil residuals are steam cracked. Oh boy, did I actually carry steam crackers with me? I did not. Because I wasn't thinking that I was going to be steam cracking. Oops. Meow. Where's Dolly? Dolly? I know that's you. Oh. They're both playing with each other. Ollie and Dolly. Ollie's up on the chair behind me. The other chair. So, steam cracker. I'm gonna need those. I need to head back. I also need to delete this from the face of existence. Pretty sure I don't need an input, but I'll leave one in just in case. Remember that we are making enriched fuel here. That is the entire point. Making enriched fuel. That's it. That's all. Thank you for all of the things. I need to actually make level 4 steam crackers. I need to make level 3 steam crackers. There you go. Excellent. Robots, go! Be free! I really should go and make the brains for the level 3 and 4 bots. So I could actually have level 4 bots. They'll be zooming! They'll be zooming. Alright, how you doing? Titanium plate, huh? Yeah, part of this is just the distance they have to cover to actually get the titanium plate from over here. Or up, way up here. Oh yeah. Way up here. That's a distance they need to cover. Apparently they need better charging as well. The Roboport 4 does allow 6 megawatts times 4 charge rate. As opposed to 1 megawatt times 4 charge rate on the current Roboports. So I am definitely going to update these roboports up here, as the robots are in need of faster charging when covering that distance. Eventually, I would like to have robots that don't need charging, but consider that they now need the RTGs. Like, oh my. They now need RTGs to make each one. That's wonderful. Times several thousand. Times, 2,000, 2,500 total bots of RTGs to upgrade everything to the fusion-powered robots or whatever they're called, because they need those radioisotope generators. That will be fun. Alright. How are you doing? Do I have these now? Yes, I have all of them. They are made. Thanks. Back we go to the location. I need to run a line here. There you go. Ta-da! There's the block. For the exception that we are, of course, not going to have that line there, actually. What I need is a T. Yeah. That's gonna be how that's handled. Okay. Flare stack on you and you. Because it's flare stacks on those. And then the fuel oil gets processed in a chem plant or an advanced chem plant. Which one was it? Chem plant, but that needs liquid fuel, which needs residual gas. Well, it is a good thing that we are going to be converting this output into residual gas, huh? In our steam cracker. Isn't that awesome? We're gonna be gassing it up. I'm going to hope that the ratio of inputs is actually relevant. That the oil residuals into residual gas, it makes times 10, so this would end up doing 420 residual gas from the oil residuals. And then I think that's 1,200 fuel oil. So it's not enough residual gas for the fuel oil. Meaning that in order for this to continue to move, I have to overflow the fuel oil into voiding. Somewhat like so. Hmm. And then, of course, I need another that's actually going to make the enriched blocks. No productivity. Oh! Well, that's nice. It will give me apparently 13,000 if I could throw 2,400. So have that value. And then speed that up a lot. I mean... I mean a lot. 1,200. I need a lot. I need 9,000. 9,000. That is not 9,000. That's 4,880 into 48 fuel blocks. I think that's going to be enough fuel blocks. I don't know about you, but I think that's going to be enough fuel blocks. Consider also we need like 4,000 steam for this. That's a lot of residuals though. 420 steam is how much I actually need total. If this runs full, it's not gonna run full. So 420 steam. Please tell me that I am carrying around the things with which I can make steam. Boilers. Huh. Okay. We're getting, some heaviness in our water. Why would I consume pure water? I don't know. Why would I? So let's see. Oh my. Huh? Why? Oh. So apparently electric boilers can actually take speed effects from beacons. That is apparently a thing that I did not know about. So, yeah. That is a thing. I now have enriched fuel blocks. Good point that I've just thought about. Why did you stop? How is there excess? Okay. There is apparently excess. Now, I need a few of these trains. Wow, 20? Alright. No limits for you then. Supply enriched fuel. Depot enriched fuel. Supply depot full cargo circuit condition. Go ahead, do your thing. I have not requested this anywhere yet. I want all 3 of these as trains. You have not filled up at all, so go back. Go back and refuel, or fill up with all the stuff. That'll be much appreciated. So the main point here is that the enriched fuel has a fuel value of 50 megajoules, and the vehicle acceleration is 150%, with a vehicle top speed 110% bonus. This will make all of our trains so much faster than before. Including ours. Our personal locomotive. Now, 50 times 20 is 1,000 megajoules. Or a gigajoule. 4 times 200 is 800 megajoules. So that's actually an improvement in resource density, in fuel density, which is fantastic. We gain an extra 200 megajoules per stack on the enriched fuel blocks versus coal. Which means that I no longer need to request so much coal. And instead, I will carry around enriched fuel. Just an extra 3 stacks. That'll be good. Now, this is 1.2k each. I now need to go around to my fuel stops and change them. So where are all of my existing fuel stops? Here's one. Then we have to think, how am I going to change this? Because that's a lot of stuff. There are ways. What? Oh. Oh. Why was that missing? Huh? Alright. There should be one more fuel stop. I could have sworn there was another fuel stop actually built. Is there no other fuel stop? Is this my only fuel stop? I could have sworn there was one up here. Yeah, right here. Right here. I'm like, I thought there was 2. And there was. So we're actually going to clear that request. I need to define the enriched fuel blocks. And now we're good, but I'm not going to put the request in quite yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put down a warehouse. And we are going to empty out this warehouse. Or empty out these into the warehouse. About as quickly as I possibly can. I mean, yeah, I could just place a warehouse, do that, then grab all the stuff and transfer. That's probably the much better idea overall. Go ahead and take that. I'll take my stuff back. Thanks. There. Now, the slightest of slight problems is that trains will have to consume all of their coal first. I hope that when a train comes in with a request for fuel... Alright, I will need to hold on to more stacks than just 2. Let me actually completely clear this coal logistic request. Yeah, I'll need to carry as many stacks as I have for trains to give them a single stack each. So when a train comes in, it needs to at least have a free stack. Wow, that isn't even 8,000. Well, you know, I probably don't need 8,000. Can probably settle for half that. Which, after this next train comes in, because one's already on its way again, right there. Once it drops off its load, it'll head back and we won't get any more here. But I do need a train to refuel here, just to see at some point. Then we go over here, and we have to do the exact same thing over here. At the other fuel stop. And hopefully nothing breaks. Oh, hopefully, right? I'm out of coffee, oh noes. Oh hey, we got a tech. Very, very expensive tech. We aren't even doing space science yet. Okay, so just like before, place 2. Do that. Do that. Oh, right. Yeah. Please. Get rid of that. And get rid of all this. Clear these guys. Upgrade to blue. Thanks for breaking the snapping. Thanks for breaking that snapping. Much appreciated. Give me enriched fuel blocks. Thanks. I'll take those instead. See, easy enough to change this over. All 3 are on the way. Now, why is it sending 3? When the output is 2. Odd. It might not operate the way that I thought it does. On this logic, I thought it would cap it at 2. But apparently not. Because it's less than. Oh, you know what? It turns off when the train's on the way is less than P, when this becomes false. So when it equals P, it's supposed to turn off, and when P is 2, it's supposed to turn off, right? I still don't know why it's trying to send all three. Why it tried to send all three at the same time when it's only supposed to send 2 max. I don't know. I'll have to test it with 4 to see if it sends all 4. Logically, it should only be sending 2, but I guess I'm wrong. Okay. That, good. Good. That'll be how it goes from here on. So, when the trains have a fuel stop request, they will have, apparently, 2 empty fuel slots already to do their refueling. So they'll at least get some of the fuel, 2 stacks of it, and then once the coal runs out, they'll be fast. They'll be super fast once the coal runs out. Do I want to go to the mall, or do I want to go to pick up more modules? We'll go to the mall, restock, and then go and pick up additional modules. How does that sound? Like a plan to me, is how it sounds. Okay. Get all this stuff, hope that I have the inventory space for it all. And now we scale. And we're going to start with aluminium, because that is the thing that is the most limiting for us right now, is the amount of aluminium plates that we are producing. The actual plates. However, we have already scaled the ore. That is something we did previously on. Wherever that is. Ore. Here. That is good. That is fantastic. What I need to do is get the processing of the ingots, the making of the ingots, scaled up. Ingots and alumina. And it will need to use a new process. What did you do? Helmod? Why did you make it so ugly? Why did you make this so ugly? I mean, No. No. Why is pin there now? What did you do to these icons? They look objectively worse. Like, what did you do? Why did you do? This is not ideal. So this is the pellet press process? Why saline? Huh? because sodium carbonate, it loops. What? Produces 2.5 sodium carbonate. Uses 5 sodium carbonate. So where's the other 2.5? Huh? Oh, right, you can't work backwards. This is working from a output 30. Is this output designated? I can't tell anymore because it's different. Because they made this a stupid icon rather than telling me. Like, why? Can I just revert back to a previous version? This sucks. Like, no. Stop. Please. How do I get back to my toggle switches? I want the toggle switches back. Can I please get the toggle switches back? I want the toggle switches back. Is there, like, a mod setting? Hell mod? Please? Please, let me not have that BS. It's so bad. Hell mod. Hell mod. Nope. No. No. Why would they think that that was a good idea? Like, seriously? To make stupid buttons instead of clearly displayed text with the slider next to it, the little toggle slider? Like, why did they think that this was a good idea? And then random drop down for no good reason. It's not a good idea. That's the point. Not a good idea. Now you're going to tell me that I can do this. Great. I don't need to do... Oh. Is that really the best way? I want to make it carbon dioxide and sodium. Sodium out of sodium hydroxide. But why would I want to spend more sodium hydroxide and go through this stupid loop and add carbon dioxide when I could just use the algae farms with tons of speed? Because honestly, saline is supremely simple. Not that recipe, but it's supremely simple in a single salination plant to get the saline water to make enough brown algae to process all of this. I should have all of these buildings on me, yes? No? No? Okay, you get those. Yes, thanks. And how about the pellet presses? That's going to be a no on the pellet press as well, right? Right. The pellet press and the ore processor get rid of the old requests. There we go. Updated. How about, strand casting? Yeah. We need the green strand casters. Don't need the center ovens. Alright, I think all I really need now is the algae. Algae farm 3. I should have plenty of those. Give to that. Give to those. And now we should be ready for this. Oh, apparently I already make carbon dioxide here because you need it to make the alumina, but... Or I will need the carbon dioxide here because it's being used to make the alumina, but I've got carbon. And I need coke? What? Can I consider that bull? I think I can consider that bull, right? That we need... Oh. Carbon and oxygen can make CO2. Coal can just be directly made into carbon dioxide, but there is apparently this recipe here that does carbon dioxide out of carbon, which I have to bring in anyway. Just add oxygen, and that's simple enough to do. Out of pure water. Why are you not purple? Purple. And then pure water is just going to be made out of that recipe there. It's going to scale back stuff because of the saline. Yeah, it's going to scale the salination plant back a little bit, but that I just need to keep in mind that that's a thing. And we are on our way here. Hold up. Stop. Here. Go, go, go. Keep in mind that my locomotive can go faster, much faster than my other trains, so I will get slowed down by the other trains until they all are also using the enriched fuel. It will take a very long time before they actually are able to fully utilize the stuffs. Okay, that's all of those loaders, right? Pretty sure. Ta-da! Excuse me. Ta-da! That's just step one of many. Alright, so a lot of this is getting changed. It's gonna break initially, unless we just do this off a little bit further to the side and allow it to keep moving. Yeah, I'm gonna let this keep flowing for the moment and add the build to the side. Over here. So, for processor 4, let's keep this in somewhat of our line, into pellet press 4. Just for reference, we are going to ignore the entire concept of ratios. Because, yeah, fast. Things go fast around here. Very fast. We go fast. We go fast. Yes. Go fast good. The pellets go directly into a chemical furnace 4. To make sodium aluminate. Which needs coke, which means I have to add an input here, unless I have coke being requested, like, right next door. I do not. I do not have a coke source. I have a whole bunch of carbon sources. Not coke. That's unfortunate. That did not change your name. Good. Our coke at aluminium ingots 1. Bring me my coke. Good. Glorious. Magnificent. Coke. You see that? Did you see what just happened? Did you see what just happened? It's facing in the wrong direction. The belt's facing in the wrong direction. Like, evidence. There it is. It happens. Occasionally, it seems that it's because of the snapping. Because it's technically facing the other direction, but when you place it at the end on an existing one, so say I have this and it goes this way, then yes, it will continue. That behavior is fine. But what if I need to adjust the endpoint? Well, most of the time what you do to adjust the endpoint is you'll eyedropper the endpoint, delete it, and go further. But then the belt, when you go to place the belt at the, like, to continue the belt, is facing in the wrong direction. Now I know exactly where that issue lies. The exact behavior behind it. So it's when you have deleted an existing endpoint to an underground, to adjust the distance after placing the endpoint and switching to the hotkey for the belt, the straight segment belt. The straight segment belt will be moving in the wrong direction, the opposite direction. There you go. There's your steps for reproduction. So then it also needs the carbonate, and that's where I need to place the algae farm, making brown algae, and the salination plant, making saline from water. This needs to be done, fast. Fast. The fastest. The fastest of fast. Faster. Faster. Yes, that is good. That is good fast. That is not where I'm putting those, is it? Nope. They go into a liquefier. A liquefier. Where are you? Liquefier? Liquefier. Making the stuff from the things. Sadly, not productively. And you need water. Pure water. So then we can do this, why? I just heard a dolly run. Burrow. Dolly's chirping. So yeah, there you go. Stuff. The Coke also goes in here. From down here. Ta-da! Stuff things. There's the Coke. Just add the thingies. That'll make a lot of thingies. That'll make a lot of thingies. Then it's blast furnaces. The blastiest. Blast? You make alumina. From that stuff, you will need CO2. Let's not forget about that. That I will need that CO2. And then you are going to make the ingots at the end. This is out of range of speed. Have a bit. Have just a little bit of speed. Thanks. You make sodium carbonate. Okay, that. Sodium carbonate. There, that is my alarm to signal that we have reached the halfway point of the stream. It is now time to get up and take a brief break. And I, of course, will be back very, very shortly. I will see you in a few. And I have returned. Welcome back. The kittens are kittens right now. They have had their food and they are running everywhere and playing and chasing and all of that good stuffs. Glorious, beautiful stuffs. So, we need to make sure that I get the sodium hydroxide in, to get this stuff in, and to get the carbon dioxide in. That'll be done down here, I guess. This will need my carbon and a supply of oxygen. So the building itself is a chem plant. Really? No, that should be done in a liquefier. I should be able to do that in a liquefier. But I can't? That's bull. Oh yeah, wood pellets can go into that too. Like, why? It's one fluid in and one fluid out. Why can I not use a liquefier for that? It would help if I knew what the recipe icon looked like. Hi. Are you there? Under Bob's Fluids. This recipe. Hold up. Yeah, there is no Bob's Fluids thingy there. So, oh. Oh? Oh? Really? This changes a lot. Huh. Did Angel's mods just forget to disable this recipe for productivity? / disable this recipe completely, because I don't think that this recipe is a thing that should exist with angels. Like, the reason I say that is because we've got coal in carbon dioxide, and this is part of angels petrochem. Under the recipe name, it's carbon separation 2. It's under petrochem refining recipe group, added by Angel's Petrochemical Processing as the mod. Carbon monoxide from pure water and carbon. Yeah. I think that this is a recipe that's not supposed to actually exist, yet I'm going to use it because it's here. And it's convenient in this particular case, in that I don't have to bring coal in over here as another input. And it's also interesting because then I get to have the oxygen made too. Which side is oxygen? I always forget. Of course it's this side. That's the oxygen. That is not the recipe. That is the recipe. I wish I had, planned that out a little better. There you go. And, of course, vent. Go fast. Must go fast! Alright, then, let's see, I need to get the carbon. Well, carbon's already here, technically, so let's just do... that. This will use the carbon as the fuel source, too. Nope. Always gotta check. Always gotta check on the productivity. 'Cause you just don't know until you check. Sometimes. Cough, cough. So that is almost it. I need this in. No. That's better. That's better. Making alumina an entire 60 per second belt of alumina. Alright. And then just add ore. Glorious! Beautiful! Wonderful ore into the mix. And there you have it. Infinite quantities of bull. Yay. We did it. Whoopsies. Enjoy some power. I'm likely full of everything. Full up on everything by now. Let's clear out some of that trash from the inventory and see if we've got anything else that's trash. Yup. Of course, always. Always. And yeah, so I've got about as many ingots as I could ever desire, as well as much alumina as I could ever desire. So, yeah. How's it going? I'm doing great. Right about now. I'm doing great. You see that? Wrong direction, yet again. We've got 120 ingots out. I don't know. That actually is the amount I would expect from processing a blue belt of ore. I should expect 1 to 2 on the pellet press. Oh, Right. This needs to be set to alumina. Yeah. And then this is apparently not getting enough sodium carbonate because I'm only making enough for 30 outright. Ready for spam? I think I'm ready for spam. We're gonna run into issues. Maybe? No, we shouldn't run into any issues whatsoever on the amount of stuffs. Well, we are limited by to 120. Hey, I've got these these loaders called greens. Have those. And then that's able to process a lot more. Are we able to maintain 120 though is the question. The answer is no. Not quite enough yet. Not even with that much. I mean, what's the throughput of 4 ultimate stack inserters? I mean, I really didn't want to do this way, but I guess I will. What? Like what? Oh, that's the full output. And it's now limited by the amount of water. Cool. Ah, that would help. Yeah, that would help. So, don't you love fluid mechanics? Don't you love fluid mechanics? I love fluid mechanics. Fluid mechanics are great stuffs. So that's now got 2. That's outputting as much as it's making, 238. That could process more. This is full up. More throughput. Oops, I need that. There. That's now full up. Okay, we did it. We did it. We're processing now the full blue belt of ore into 2 blue belts of ingots. Is that really necessary? No. Maybe? We'll find out depending on how much I scale. How hard I scale as we go along here. What I want to do actually is restock on modules real quick here as our first step along the way. Do I really need to do the natural gas oil processing stuffs? I mean, it's plastic, and plastic would necessitate the natural gas scaling. So the plastic, yeah, that's when I'll have that plastic and resin. Let's go and grab or get delivered to us our glorious modules. Hello. Oh, thanks for getting rid of some stuff. Beautiful modules. I like modules. Modules are wonderful. Especially when you have infinite supplies of level 8 modules. Ah, it's great. I like a lot. Speaking of like a lot, I should have a big stockpile of the other types of level 8 modules of the base varieties. I hope. I hope I have done this thing. Okay, so I have 2,000 there. I'm gonna need a few more than that here. Let's allow it to make more fast as well. Let's make it fast. And speaking of which, those are max rank. These are not. And they don't all have level 8 modules, so we'll go ahead and upgrade the glorious thingies. I mean, it's not necessary, but hey. We'll do it because we can. Also, all of you get to upgrade and be quite productive. Just be productive, thanks. Oh boy. All these low-level productivities. Gotta make sure my modules are productive as best it can be. Yeah. Yeah. Productivity. Must be productive. Wow. All of these were not using level 8 productivity. That is scary. Speaking of, I should now have the furnace, the multi-purpose furnace 2s wherever they are in my inventory. Here, electric multi-purpose furnace 2. These have 6 module slots and are faster. So, yeah, they're great. They're great. They're great. They're great. They're great. I like them. I like them a lot. They're really nice. Then up top here, there's more. Of course, there's always more. And where are those purple chem plants? There you are. Productively, please. Productively. That, I think, covers just about everything on here. What I wanted at the top over here were those to make it super duper fast. Yes, we must go incredibly fast. Processor boards. Processor boards. Really? Really? Well, we're limited by our crystals again. And the production rate of the crystals. Sadly, that's not a thing that I can scale particularly easily. Unfortunate, but hey. Because these, you can't make it productive, sadly. You can make it faster. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can totally make it process faster, but You have to get more. Everything. You have to start beacon scaling all of the raw crystals too. And everything required in feeding the biters to maintain things. Anyway, back we go to the mall for a restock at the mall. Let's see, is there anything I can clear out? Not much. That. Those. Don't request those. Thanks. They're still going to deliver them to me. I don't need the casting machines. I don't really need those sintering ovens either, but hey, we'll take what we got. How are my requests looking? Limited on the loaders, but the reason for the limited loaders is just the problem that we're solving now, which is the... What? Which is supposed to be the aluminium. What? So, you. What is your problem? Why do you have a problem? You are not receiving red splitters. What? Red splitters. Red splitters need... Oh, you just don't have enough on your filter. This just doesn't have enough being delivered to it. That's a shame. Because it appears as if I do actually have enough aluminium plates now. It's just the sheer stupidity of the current setup. Do I have the base mineral oil nearby being requested anywhere nearby? The answer is nope. Nope. Not nearby, anyway. Over here, yeah, sure. Over here. Do I really want to, like, bring that all the way across? Shall I? To save input? Save trips on a train to a different location? I suppose. Let's go and do this thing. Hello, modules. So we've got this guy, which is base mineral oil. This is going to be used to make coolant, because we are going to be doing the coolant processing of aluminium and a lot of other things, but for now, aluminium. Oh, the snapping, right. I forgot that they added that. They added the snapping, and I am so very happy. They added that to the pipes now, which was one of the main things that was missing. Oh, it's glorious. It's glorious, absolutely. So speaking of which, aluminium has a recipe involving silicon and copper. As well as manganese, but the problem with manganese is that it's tied to other stuff, and I don't like things that are tied to other stuff. I wish there was individual ore sorting for manganese. I think Mad Clown's mods adds individual ore sorting recipes for things like manganese and makes these recipes far more viable to use. But because not, I will do this, and I will need to add another input station here, with the exception that that needs to be moved. Alright. So one of these must be silicon ingots. Our silicon ingots at aluminum plates. And our copper ingots at aluminum plates. And I hope I've got the silicon ingots. I likely do not. For reference. For the amount of aluminum that I'll need. I should absolutely have the copper. I should absolutely have the copper. That I am not worried about. In the slightest. Go there. That'll go there. This'll go fast. So, 52.2, 52.2, and 52.2, equaling a value much greater than 1200. Oh boy. That's better. It's not possible because I shared this belt, but hey. I shared this belt so it's 30 each, and thus 30 ingots, but still, that's a lot of molten. We'll have ingots. We'll have aluminium ingots to spare for use in other types of recipes, other versions of these types of recipes. Speaking of which, isn't steel one of those? No, steel is not one of those. What is a good upgrade path? Interesting. Chrome, iron, nickel. Chrome, iron, nickel. Chrome, iron, nickel. There is a titanium that uses aluminium with tin. That would be something I would absolutely consider now that I know that I've got a major overabundance on the aluminium ingots in comparison to the output of plates. I would consider that chrome, cobalt, titanium. Chrome, iron, nickel. I am... Chrome, iron, and nickel. I'm just saying that over and over again to keep it in mind for later. Clear. Chrome. Chrome, iron, nickel. And I saw there was another recipe involving chrome, cobalt, titanium. Hello. The Ollie. Hello, my Ollie. How's the baby? How's my baby? How's my big boy? How's my big boy? He's a big boy. Yes, he's big boy. Big boy with big tail. Great big tail. Yes, you're gonna just sit in my lap now. Yes, you're just gonna sit in my lap now. You gave me bunches of scritches today. You gave me scritches today. I've got a big red dot in the back on the back of my hand. I don't know if you can see. I got a dot there from a claw puncture. I've got more on the back side of my arm from this baby here. This baby here. Yes, you're 10 months. You're 10 months old. Anyhoozle. So it was chrome, cobalt, titanium. There's no titanium here, but there is cobalt and chrome, and nickel and manganese and iron, and it's 4-1 ish. Ugh. Ugh. Aluminium, manganese, chrome. Ugh. Ugh. You see how ugh this is? It's ugh. Ugh. And you have to maintain the usage of all of these as well, like, ugh. Like, can I use... Well, there's the question, is like, can I use all 4 of these in iron and or steel at these ratios? That's really the question, isn't it? It's like, can I, in the iron and steel, use all 4 of these consistently? Manganese, nickel, cobalt, chrome. There is a cobalt steel, a cobalt recipe with steel, isn't there? Cobalt, nickel, steel, and chrome, steel, tungsten powder. And of course there's the iron and manganese together. And chrome, nickel, iron. I think it's possible. I think that's actually what that's meant for with the sorting processes. I think that's what that's meant for, is just using a mix of the processes to make a whole bunch of molten iron and or steel from ferrous, and then cupric would be the same but for the copper. The issue with that, though, is that you don't actually need all that much iron. And the ferrous processing is just, the ferrous processing. It's not that particularly simple. Which side is the thingy for the aluminum sheets? Oh, right, both. So we're going to do this, and you're going to, of course, be very, very, very fast. How did you go from 210 to 1218? What? $210. 1218. I mean, I guess that's 4.8. I suppose that is 4.8. That will definitely process the full output of this guy off of the 30 per second of each thingy. That'll do it. That'll do it. That'll do it. That'll do it. Now I do have a setup that's for the cooling of the used stuff. Let's see if I can make that a little bit cleaner. Yeah, because I have like all of this shenaniganry up here. And I'm pretty sure I can clean this up a bit. So, cool. Level 3. Cool level 2. Cool level 1. Steam into pure water. All 3 of these need water. There's water in all 3 of those. Last one's just gonna have the output. Then that's the last one. That goes into the filtration setup at the end of the line. Or to the side of the line, it doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to make it look cleaner. I need better inserters. As well as you, who's actually going to be taking in pure water to do ceramic filtering. There you go. Do so quickly. There. Oh, tick rate. Hi. Ollie. Ollie. He has the ball. He has the ball on my desk, sitting next to me, and every single time he's brought the ball to me at my desk, I've ended up with claws in my body. I've ended up with claws in my body every single time this ball has been brought to my desk. Go away. Off he runs to get the ball. There's that stuff. This then feeds in here. And then we, of course, need to make an initial amount, as well as the pure water here. Let's get that going. Please tell me that's the actual... Yes, thank you, Lord. That is the actual output. I'll do that there with power, and I'll do this here. Through the power of bacon. Bacon. Glorious. Beautiful, wonderful bacon. Now I have some ceramic filters about the place. So that will, oh my god, that'll process everything by itself, won't it? So yeah, get rid of those and get rid of that and just do that. Don't even need the thingy, just could use loaders, but hey. The power of bacon. The beautiful power of bacon. Now this will make the other part easier. One final thingy to do. Is to actually make coolant. I always forget. There it is. Oh, why? Coolant, why? Why you betray me so? That shouldn't be there. So there's a reason for my madness. And that is so that I can have a overflow valve. That feeds into. Now it's got the coolant. There's our setup. There's our coolant setup. I can actually now copy this and use it as a blueprint. The actual thing that the recipe on the Strandcaster doesn't matter. It's just that's what I'm doing. I don't even think I need 50 filters here. That might be too much, but anyway. I'm gonna do my output like so from this side, and then I'll cut those off. And then... oh, right, the steam. Well, I guess that's that deleted then. Whoops. Things have to shift down 3 tiles, approximately. Starting here, just 1 tile on you, and then... how did that not select everything? 1 tile on you. Yeah. There we go. So then, this will also get moved to there. And it just gets put like that. This gets its frames back. And this just needs the single unit of things, and there you go. We are now cycling properly, and that can be blueprinted. Ta-da! Okay. From here. we get to unsheet the sheet coils productively. And that is why productivity is amazing, and why Bob's is so broken with the level 8 modules. Why we spent so much time getting level 8 modules. Because not only have we improved the molten to sheet coil output, the overall molten to plate output, by doing the coolant-based processing, we've also been able to just productivity the living hell out of everything. Hello and welcome for just making it to the last 40-ish minutes of the stream today. I have done shenanigans. Many shenanigans. So yeah, let's get 3 belts outputting here, I guess, or 4. How would I even 4? Like so? I am getting more aluminum plates right now. That is exclusively what I'm doing right at this moment in time. I have already upgraded my stuffs. I've upgraded my trains to utilize enriched fuel. I've made enriched fuel. That was the start of the stream today. Just making sure. Wow, that's actually able to maintain 240 plates out? Alright, I thought as much. I thought as much. What? How are you full? How? Huh? What? How did... What? What? Underflow. Top up. Wrong valve. Hey, could you clear that out? Thanks. Wrong valve. Oops. Yeah. Delete. Copy. And plop. There you go. No, it's not that there's... It wasn't a consumption, it was the wrong valve. Wrong valve type. There you go. So yeah, 240 aluminium plates per second. You know, just a few more. So, how would I actually do this at even greater scale? Like, there comes a point where it's like, yeah, this is 240 aluminium plates. Do you know how much I need? Like, do you know how much I need? I need a lot. I need a lot. That's for 30 LDS. 30 LDS would have been needed for what? 100 utility science per second for 25. So I briefly floated the idea of doing 100 science per second on sciences, but then you realize, oh hey, that there's a lot of aluminium needed. So I am producing way more than I'm able to output from the machine to load into the thingy, meaning I am limited to 240. If I added another belt, I would have more. If I added 2 more belts, I would have more, until this started to decrease to 0. But as it stands, now we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're not even using all this molten. But yeah, this needs a top-up valve because this is making fresh coolant, but I need to prioritize using the used coolant processing the used coolant back into regular coolant. Need to prioritize that over the adding of new coolant. I wish that it was 1-to-1 coolant / used coolant into coolant again. That the reheating of the coolant didn't lose stuff. I wish it didn't lose a little bit of coolant, that you had to keep spending base mineral oil. I wish that was not the case. I know about Ultimate Belts mod. I know about that. In fact, I usually would have it, but Bob's mods adds more tiers of belts anyway, and Ultimate Belts would be a bit much by comparison. It's also... They also are a consumer of modules to make them, and they're slightly broken. I would have Ultimate Belts mod for loader speed, but the loaders in the Ultimate Belts mod, even if they try to process very high rates, unfortunately they are capped at 120 per second that they can offload, 60 per lane. And the reason for that is, well, that's the tick rate. Because, as it turns out, Ultimate Belt mod loaders are not... Like, they're basically doing the same thing as processing a recipe. That it seems like that's how loaders just inherently behave. They are capped by the tick rate of 60. So they can only actually output 60 per lane, or 120 per second. Even if they are supposed to go faster than that, even if you tell the game that it's supposed to go faster than that, it will not. It will be limited. So, there you go. There's that. I just saw email from Amazon being like, oh hey, here's your Twitch tax forms. I'm like, oh great. Yeah, this is that time of year we're getting our documents. I get to see that, oh hey, you got a payout of 100 something on Twitch in 2020. And that was it. Ever. Thanks. Here's 2 forms you have to file with the IRS. Great. And then PayPal just sent me one. It's like, here's another form you have to file with the IRS. Great. Thanks. So that's done, honestly. I am completely finished with my aluminum plate scaling. Now I have to go back to the mall because I had some issue with making these because of flight distance. Yeah, I need to scale up the amount of stuff being requested so I can maintain the splitter production. I need as many splitters as I can possibly get. Well, specifically, the more... I mean, you're referring to advertising revenue, really. I mean, the more people watch ads, the more people who are YouTube premium subscribers who watch my videos, yes, the more I would see passively, as well as, you know, the more people do super chats, and the more people become members of the channel, and the more super stickers or whatever get used, the better off I will be in the long term. Speaking of which, I should also be getting a tax document for Google for 2020. We shall see. They may have different minimum requirements before they file stuff. It may be different. I hope that they'll provide something there. I would expect 1099 miscellaneous from them as well as from Twitch. Gosh, so many forms. So many forms. Let's see. Where was I going and what was I doing? I was scaling up the requests here massively. Just bring me everything imaginable, all of it. Every single bit of it. So that this can do its thing. There you go. Much better. Go faster, though. It's now too fast for the stack inserter. We are officially too fast for our stack inserter to keep up. Let's bring that back a little bit. Bring that back a little bit more. Because now we're too fast for the step above. Gee, I wish the additional pace settings mod actually functioned in an ideal manner. So I could actually scale this up. Oh, hey, thank you.
A little bit more to the tip jar.
Thank you, Vicky, for the super chat. Thank you so much. Very, very, very much appreciated. I probably won't see that until March, but hey, thank you. Because as I said at the beginning of the stream, it looks like I am not going to cross the payout threshold this month to see a payout in February. Unfortunate. It would have been nice to have 3 in a row, but it would be nice to be able to count on that every month. But until the passive ad revenue is above 100, I can't count on that happening every month. Just, you know, things. Life. It's great. And in order for the ad revenue to get above that amount, I estimate that I would need to increase my viewership by a factor of 5 times. At about 5x is what I think I would need on views to increase the ad revenue to be above the payout threshold every month, guaranteed. What is this? A thing from Factorio. There was another update to Factorio. While live today, as of 4 minutes ago, they have made a change to allow to build blueprints anywhere regardless fog of war. Deconstruction planner, blueprint creation, and related actions are still limited by the fog of war, so you can't easily make changes to the blueprint built out of the fog of war. But this still feels like a better solution compared to having to use non-chart building of huge blueprints when no radar coverage is available. So basically, when trying to place a big blueprint, specifically when you don't have really like modded excellent radar coverage, oftentimes in the map view, you can end up with blueprints that are just huge, and they end up getting clipped by the fog of war. You could place them, but the game would place the actual blueprint down until it hit the fog of war, and then everything else wouldn't actually exist. So now they've made it so that if you place down a blueprint, it's placed regardless of whether or not you've got active coverage on the area. Like here, this spot here wouldn't be able to place a blueprint. You see, it's red. Well, now, with this most recent update, it would allow me to place this here. It would not allow me to delete it or change it in any way, but it would allow me to place it, which is ideal. Ideal. I like it. I like it. I like that change. Pretty good change. Okay. I hope that what I have done here has improved things just a bit. You also need to be increased by a freaking massive amount to improve that production. There you go. That should improve you a lot. Oh, how did that not upgrade? Hello. Random red stack inserter? Oh, geez. Any other random red stack inserters in here? Maybe, maybe not. Now you're cooking. Here, go a bit faster. Just a bit. That's good. Better. Better! How are you not... Oh, it's just the speed of the inserter. Right. Hey, could we get more stack size, please? More stack size would be appreciated. A stack size of 14 would be great. Yeah, this is just going to be highly limited for the moment. Of course, all of this is so that I can get far more sufficient amounts of my blue loaders, and of course, by extension, of my green loaders. I want all of the green stuffs. All of the greens at some point here. Those are full, alright, but this is not. This is slowly filling. Of course, I have to get purples too. Purples need blues, etc., etc., etc. This is requesting a lot of blues, but blues are also coming to me. They're no longer coming to me because I have enough. They're also going into the blue loaders. So this is just cascades of stuff happening right now. I need... Oh, hi. Yeah, bring a lot of you. Thanks. That's a bottleneck right there. Right there. Those being requested in the thing because I have over 8,500. I have like 8,500 stored close to it. It's just getting enough here. That's the issue. Once this is done, I should be able to then count on having a good supply of the green belts. However, I need to decide now, figure out what the next thing is that I want to do, because I've scaled somewhat titanium. Have I done... I have not done pellet press titanium yet. But I have enough titanium for the moment. Ingots and plates. I seem to have enough plates for now, along with nitinol. So do I really need to add to the efficiency of the system when I don't need it yet? Of course, the answer there is no, I shouldn't do that. So what do I wish to do for now? Oh, that's actually full of the low density structures. Cool. I need to upgrade this machine and make it more fasterer with more productivity. Is it that time to work on space science, actually? Because, I mean, I could do plastic, I could do resin, and all that other stuff, but is it just time to go to space? I think it may be time to start to go to space and, like, start to scale science. Each level of science, scale the science by a lot. Okay, satellites. Satellites are going to require RTGs, aren't they? Yeah. Radio thermoelectric generators. Radio isotope thermoelectric generators. Excuse me. Get their full names. Thanks. Why did I break down aluminium for that? I should not have done that here. Yeah, like, why have I done all of that breaking down of stuff? Like, I don't need to look at tungsten carbide. I don't need to look at the sheet rolls of aluminium. I don't need to look at aluminium ingots. I don't need silicon ingots here. Or any of the tungsten processing stuffs. I'll keep the silicon powder because we do need heat shielding. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Gosh, yeah, all that stupid stuff is in here when it doesn't need to be. This is going to equal space science at 10 per second. In the end. Okay. This is a much better idea of what I need. Slash can make. Get rid of the stuff to make the silicon. Please God, no. This is going to take a while. Just note. Particularly because of the rocket fuel. That's going to be the most painful of everything here. You, I think, can be center oven 4. And you can be multi-purpose 2s. With all of the productivity that you can possibly imagine. You are purple. You are green. Yeah, that is good. I know I have it as a separate factory, but I need to know what the raw ingredients are being used for it. I know I already have this as a separate factory. That's done. And I'll bring that in, but it's good to know that this is going to use this much stuff in the end. That I will get rid of that for the moment, to get an idea of what I need to input in this system. I will need to break down all of these, sadly. So solder from coils, uncoiling, multi-layer boards from all that stuff, this uncoils. Oh god, you need to be that with level 8s. Exclusively, please. You need to be those with that. You need to be those with that. Let's see. BEBs, or basic electronic components, transistors, integrated electronics, and CPUs. Of course. Oh, good. It actually kept that defaults settings. Good. Just trying to get an idea here. I will need my tinned coils uncoiling. I've already got all that broken down. We have to do this for the ammonia. Should I do the ammonia actually as a separate factory? Well, I'm gonna do the rocket fuel as a separate factory, I'm pretty sure. And the control units as a separate factory. So we're looking at all this, and there's a lot of this it's actually going to be separated out in individual factories that are just going to deliver by train to the rocket silos in the end. I have silver zinc as its own factory already. Have I looked at the RTGs yet? No. Of course I haven't. RTGs cannot be done productively. Yeah. Okay, that's that stuff. Sodium cobaltate. Cobalt oxide I think I already actually have on my network. And that's simple. Because I'm already doing it. Basically. Something similar to this. With the brown algae. This is easy. This way. This is the easiest thing. And that's just regular cobalt. The problem here, beyond just all of the chemistry stuff to get into the rocket fuel, and all of those steps, and using the sodium hydroxide solution for sodium hypochlorite for combining with ammonia to make monochloramine gas, to add to dimethylamine to make dimethylhydrazine, as well as getting methanol and methylamine to make dimethylamine, which the methylamine is methanol and ammonia. And then adding monochloramine and ammonia to get into the hydrazine. Then adding the hydrazine and dimethylhydrazine to get the rocket fuel capsules. Also, we need dinitrogen tetroxide and nitric acid for the rocket oxidizer capsules. Stuff. Stuff and things. Outside of all that chemistry, we also need plutonium. 239. Consistently. Plutonium 239. So, this bobbing about enrichment gives me plutonium 239. This, oh, and this can be done, of course, productively. The U-238, though, that's the problem. Therein lies the issue. Ooh. 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 Huh. So, in order to get U-238, what do we do? Like, what do we do? Because, there, and there, and there. So to get U-238 from uranium ore, we need to do this process. This process is going to give us U-235 and U-234. We have to do something with the U-235 and the U-234 that we end up with, right? We need to do something with that. And we also need to, like, get an initial amount of plutonium in some way, an initial 40 some odd plutonium. Well, there's one thing that we can do, and that is we can use our U-235 output. Why this isn't doing the thing, I don't know. Like, hello, mate, you are on Matrix. Like, hello? Hellmod does not like this, apparently. But we can use some U-238 and our U-235 and cycle to produce some plutonium that way. But then we are also left with U-234 that we need to do something with. That something is apparently only making fuel cells. Okay, here's the deal. That U-234 is so rare of an output. I know it's displaying 0.01, but in all actuality, it's like 0.000001 or something along those lines. It's a very, very small chance that you will actually get U234. So we're going to throw it into a chest. A warehouse. And the chances of that warehouse filling up are basically zero within the amount of time that will take to complete the game, right? It'll be effectively zero. I'm just gonna look and see that. Yeah, for whatever reason, I don't know why it's not doing this. Why take this into account, Helmod? Probably because it can't, because it's not enough U-238. That it will never make enough U-238 to do this. I do not know. Also, there's totally a Centrifuge 3 that I should probably make. That takes a ton of modules. Well, that's nice. Well, that's nice. What if I get rid of you? See, that's closer to expectations. Because I need to do that to get enough. I need to do this process. That's probably why it's not behaving well, because it's. I will need to do this process enough to do the next process, which is what I just got rid of on here to do the bobbing about enrichment process. It will always prefer this because I can get my full output out of this. I don't need this here to get anything out of it if I'm doing bobbing about. The issue, I must do this to get at least the 40 to start the process of the plutonium. And that will be that out of this. That's going to require a certain amount of uranium, or, which means, it is time to do this. I hadn't looked up this yet, which means that I was sort of fearing that this was going to use thorium. I was fearing that this was going to use thorium, and fortunately, it does not. Fortunately, thorium is not required here. So thorium, while I have a couple of minutes left, you have, like, I could use that to get plutonium instead. I could do this instead for an initial supply, but then I have to deal with thorium-232 in some way. But in order to actually use it, I need the outputs of other uranium, like other nuclear processing. Like, alright, sure. I would need the outputs of other processing. Oh. Ooh. Well, that's super easy. You know. Hey, it's the two things. The thorium into those, and then yeah. Huh. That's a lot. Hey. Better. Hey. Better. But you have to go through this whole process of getting cupric and ferrous crystals, which is a massive, massive, massive pain. And you have a bunch of extra thorium-232. Granted, you can bobbing about for the plutonium-239 to get more. If I could do this as well, we can matrix solve, actually. So yeah, about that. There's a thing you can do. I'm not going to do it, but that's a thing that can be done. Now I know that I am going to be doing this here. Alright, we need to do plutonium. Yeah, plutonium. That's part of the RTG stuff. So that's my note for the next time we meet. We have reached the end of the stream for the day, folks, now that I have planned out what we're going to do next time. We're gonna start working towards space science next time, now that we've planned it out. What did we get done today, overall, over the course of 3 hours of stream time? I made enriched fuel blocks through the power of infinite bacon. We have the enriched fuel blocks. I have this here. I'm not even using it. I'm not even using this one. That's the funny part. I'm not even doing that. So we have the enriched fuel blocks. I have 3 trains loaded with the enriched fuel blocks, and those are going to my refueling stations, my fuel stops, and I transitioned the fuel stops from bringing in coal to bringing in the enriched fuel. So now, over time, as my trains go to refuel, they are going to be replacing their coal fuel with the enriched fuel block fuel, which gives a 150% bonus to acceleration, or, makes them go to top speed faster and increases their top speed, which is great. This also has a higher fuel density per stack than coal. Coal has 4 megajoules of fuel value and stacks to 200. That is, 200 times 4, or 800 megajoules, when these have 50 times 20, 5 times 2, 10. It's a gigajoule per stack of these. It is a gigajoule, 1,000 megajoules per stack. So, a difference of 200 megajoules per stack, but still a difference nonetheless, meaning that the trains won't have to refuel as often. They will go faster. They'll hit top speed faster, and they have to take fewer trips to the fuel stops, ultimately. That is a wonderful upgrade. Until we get something even better. That is. Until even better stuff arrives and is made. And then after making the enriched fuel blocks, we went over to aluminium, and we upgraded the production of the aluminium ingots, as well as, the alumina. Just by proxy, we upgraded the alumina and the ingots by upgrading to the pallet press processing of the aluminium, and doing it in an interesting way, using brown algae to make this stuff. This stuff. sodium carbonate, I think is the thingy. Whatever it's called. Things. Stuffs. So that's making 120 of the ingots at the end out of a blue belt of ore input, up to minus the loss from the alumina that I'm using for other things. And then I went over here and I upgraded the processing of said ingots, using only half of them, of my total production, approximately, to do the molten out of silicon and copper ingots plus aluminium, and then strand casting that into sheets through a more compact, better, overall cleaner setup on the recycling of the coolant, the used coolant, into coolant. And of course, very, very productively uncoiling those sheets into wonderful amounts of output. Wonderful amounts of output. Four blue belts, 240 per second is able to be maintained out of this, it seems, which is just glorious. That's ultimately what we did before starting our planning for the space science and all of that glorious stuff. With that, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. If you have enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff below the video. Like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, big blue join button to become an Erudite Otaku member if you haven't done so already. You can also support me on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushowboat if you are so inclined and able. And I, of course, will try to be back in a few hours for Genshin Impact. And, of course, I will be playing more Factorio in a couple of days from now on Tuesday morning. I will be back tomorrow morning with Autonauts. I think. We shall see. I've been considering maybe switching Autonauts with the newest hotness that is the Dyson Sphere program. But we shall see if there's interest in that going forward. Either way, I will see you all on the next one.